Now, why is this so important that we get this done? September 30, again, the Farm Bill expires. You could, I guess, ask for an extension of the current Farm Bill, and then you're going back to helping farmers on an acreage base that's 25 years old. And it's direct payments, which everybody now understands are antiquated in regards to the budget situation that we have. This bill also moves in a direction where we do not expect serious WTO concerns, and that's a big-time effect as well. Now, return with me to the thrilling days of yesteryear when Pat Roberts first ran for Congress. And I said the most important question at that particular time, Deborah, was that where is the next generation of farmers going to come from? Average age in farmers at that time in Kansas was 52. It's now about 56. You can see where that's headed. Mary Kay, you know that in regards to the Farm Bill. You've heard these speeches before. Well, we have three, two Virginians and a Michiganer, to be introduced in just a moment by the chairwoman. We would have a bunch from Kansas here and Nebraska and Oklahoma out on the high plains, but we're right in the middle of wheat harvest. And they do have a tendency to want to stay on the tractor if, in fact, there's wheat to be harvested, and we hope that that's the case. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a good bill. This is a reform bill. It's a jobs bill. I am so proud of what we've done. We're the only authorizing committee to voluntarily come forward. The super committee wasn't that super, not individually. They tried hard, but they weren't that super. Guess who came up with the first real savings in regards to mandatory and, yes, even discretionary funding? So with that, one other thing. In about 2 decades, we're going to have 9 billion people on this planet. How on earth are we going to feed and fulfill our humanitarian responsibilities and to provide stability in the world? You show me a country that can't sustain itself in regards to its food supply, I show you chaos. Look at the Mideast right now. So agriculture is not only a farm bill and a jobs bill. It is a bill to provide world stability, and so could well be described as a national security bill as well. 9 billion people, we're going to have to double ag production. We're going to have to work hard in regards to ag research and let our producers continue the miracle that they have produced and that, for the most part, the American people have taken for granted. Well, these people haven't taken it for granted. They want to have a future in agriculture. At this time, I would yield to the distinguished chairwoman, and thank you so much for leading this posse. And you rode point, and I rode drag. And I got to check to see if the herd is still there.
All right.
So, at any rate, Madam Chairwoman.
Thank you, Senator Roberts, very, very much. We do have 3 people that have joined us, and I want to first introduce Ben LaCross, who is a cherry grower, a leader in the young farmers movement nationally, and from Cedar, Michigan. He's right in the spot now, grows a number of things, but right in the spot where we've had, because of weather, some pretty bad situations happening with our cherries right now, and so I really appreciate Ben coming forward and all of his leadership nationally with the young farmers, and that he would take the time to come here with us today. So Ben LaCross. Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks, sir. Thank you, Senator Stabenow, for that warm welcome. Thank you, Senator Roberts, for your comments this morning. Good afternoon. I'm Ben LaCross. My wife Kelsey and I are second-generation fruit farmers from Michigan. I currently serve on the Michigan Farm Bureau Board of Directors. And last year I served as chairman of the American Farm Bureau Young Farmers and Ranchers Committee. My family raises over 700 acres of tart cherries, sweet cherries, apples, and plums. Our family's processing operation also processes those crops. We specialize in maraschino cherries. I'm responsible for orchard operations, and my wife manages our family's receiving station during the summer, weighing and grading our local growers, our neighbors' fruit to be sent off to other processors. The future of American agriculture depends on the next generation of farmers and ranchers, people just like Kelsey and me. However, without a safety net provided by the federal government, in a year like this on my farm, we would be headed for a free fall. As Chairwoman Stabenow knows all too well, Michigan has had several natural disaster events since March. We've been affected by a blizzard, a 2.5-foot major snowfall in March, excessive heat, excessive rain, high winds, hail, freeze, tornadoes, and lightning. And it's only June. These weather events have caused extensive damage to Michigan's fruit crops, primarily due to very, very warm weather in March, followed by a more seasonal April. The warm weather caused premature budding of fruit trees. The freezes that followed destroyed blooms in the early fruit development. Michigan State University estimates our state has lost 90% of our apple crop, 85% of our grapes, 95% of our peaches, and 85% of our cherries. This level of losses are tough on any producer, but especially catastrophic for beginning farmers who are trying to build up equity. In a normal year, on my farm, we would annually produce over 4 million pounds of cherries. This year, we will be lucky to produce 40,000 pounds of cherries, only 1% of our normal production. I wish the 2012 Farm Bill reported out by your committee was in place today. It would be very helpful to me personally and other fruit and vegetable producers in Michigan and around the nation. But more importantly, it's a good bill for young and beginning farmers and ranchers. If the bill were in existence today, I would have the opportunity to cover more of my crops under crop insurance, using new programs that will provide better coverage at a lower cost. It would also provide the ability to use more realistic production numbers by increasing the yield plug in years like this one where my production is going to be almost zero. Importantly, the bill also increases crop insurance assistance to beginning farmers. Crop insurance helps keep family businesses like mine in business. In other areas, the Farm Bill continues the Beginning Farmer and Rancher Development Program, which offers education, training, outreach, and mentoring programs to ensure success of the next generation of farmers. It also increases access to capital and prioritizes the needs of beginning farmers to ensure they have access to programs like the Environmental Quality Incentives Program, a program that is critical to farmers and ranchers striving to be good stewards of the land and trying to meet tough environmental mandates. Lastly, it encourages older farmers to help beginning farmers get started by providing 2 extra years of Conservation Reserve Program participation to retiring farmers who transition their expiring CRP land to beginning farmers. I support the committee-passed Farm Bill, and I hope Congress will pass this bill in 2012 to help our agricultural economy continue to grow. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Ben. Yeah, thank you. We are so pleased and proud of Ben. We know we're going to see a lot more of him in terms of his leadership.